right, Pioneers, welcome back. Episode 5 of Pioneer March Madness. We've got some special guests on this week. We also have an early recording for Mission Week, so getting it out there early so you guys can see where we're standing. Sir, Sergeant Major, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Excited.
So, sir, talk around the headquarters. You have a music degree, right? Where would you go to school? Howard? Or?
No, I went to school at Morgan University in Baltimore, Maryland. And so, when I was young, my mom, she bought a piano from her next door neighbors, and since then I've been learning songs on the piano. Growing up, fast forward a little bit more in the time. In high school, I actually was good enough to start playing for my local church, so I started playing there, and then went to college, and that's where I actually first started to learn about music, and went to school and studied music and got my piano performance degree. So that's how that started.
Are you piano only, or do you play other instruments?
No, I piano, a little bit of singing, but if you guys want, I'll pass out cards, and I do weddings and funerals and things of that nature. So
you gonna play at the ATC, sir?
I might.
Pioneer karaoke.
There we go. Hey, so we might look forward to that. So we get a selection.
No, then too, on a fun fact, we were doing a battlefield circulation at Cincinnati. We were at a restaurant and had a piano, and he was like, "You want me to play something, Sergeant Major?" I was like, "Sir, you can't play that." So he went on there, started playing the piano. Had the crowd going.
That's awesome.
Everybody went from eating to turning their back. Like, oh wow! I mean, he was getting it, man. Alicia Keys, New York, all kind of stuff. So
that's awesome.
He really can play.
That's awesome.
It was literally like a piano bar. They were literally passing me selections, and they were like, "Can you play this?"
That's very cool.
He's like, I'm the Italian commander.
I had a little box out there where money slips would go.
That was a good time.
But, I got the most well-educated person in the room sitting right next to me on my left here. So, Major, you got like 5 degrees? Or?
Probably like 7. No, I was playing. No, man, it's funny you mentioned that. I only have 3 degrees, but I only count 2 because the first one is an associate's degree. I mean, it's something.
It's real.
I got 3. So 2 in human resources. I just found that, being in recruiting, all we do is human resources and leadership. So in those classes, I found some kind of, interest. And I was able to write my papers because I'm familiar with all that stuff. So I just kept it going with both the bachelor's and a master's.
Wow.
Yeah, smart. It's people business.
Yeah.
And a real estate license.
And a real estate license. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's get into it. Group 1. Same as always, Chillicothe out front. 51 points. Staying out in front of Colerain with 40. So they've got the 1 and 3 seeds in the tournament right now.
Nice.
Any surprises out of the Group 1s on Holyfield?
Galley's kind of let me down a little bit. They've slowed down. Still doing great, but they've slowed down. I was hoping they would overcome the Colerain surge. Right? But Chillicothe, I just love that they stayed on top there. They didn't let it rattle them. Stay in the number 1 seed. Chillicothe against the world, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And they've also, recording early this week, we can see the projections we've got on. So the battalion, I think we've got 15 and 6 on the system. Opsar Major is projecting 46 and 14 by the end of the week. So
Wow.
Lots of growth in there.
Outstanding.
Chillicothe with 2 projections this week and Colerain with only 1. So as of right now, it looks like Chili's going to hold off to keep that 1 seed in the tournament.
Leading the pack.
Lead the pack always. It's good stuff.
Another thing to mention, so the way we built the tournament, statistically, no one is eliminated. Because if you wrote an absurd mission week and it was all quality, you could just keep putting in points. But that said, realistically, I think 8 whiskey, 2 whiskey, and 6 Fox are probably out of the hunt at this point with the lead that Chillicothe and Colerain have.
Yeah, and another point about Chillicothe, I know we visited there a few weeks ago, and it's no kidding, E6 Mafia in there.
E6 Mafia.
I mean, it's all E6s there, but they are absolutely doing a fantastic job there. And I know Staff Sergeant Job is really holding it down. He's leading the fort with 13 enlistments this year.
13 enlistments.
That's the incentive, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Beast
it.
mode.
3-day weekends. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Group 2. Grove City still out in the first spot in Group 2 ahead of Springfield. Springfield actually got passed this past week, so they didn't lock out one of those wild card spots. So they're still in contention for that 5th or 6th seed. But Grove City, 41 points, and they've got 3 projections this week.
Wow.
Train keeps rolling.
Yes.
They're a machine.
Not stopping. And I believe Sergeant McCullough is not there this week, right? Is he still on leave, or he's going to school? Or,
I don't know.
I know he was in San Diego last week. But that's the mark of leadership, right? You leave and nothing changes.
Yeah, that's good.
Next man up.
Great job.
Yeah, I remember when I first met McCullough, when I first got here, he told me he was the best in the battalion. I guess looking at this, he's the best in the battalion right now as far as this group 2. So let's see what happens.
By our math, he's second in the battalion.
Yeah. He's number 2. See, there's a big number 2.
Springfield still pushing, like we said, competing for that wild card slot, and then Zanesville, Sergeant Smith. I think he energized the team down there. I don't think they can win their group, but they're still competitive for one of those wild card slots. If they can get to the mid 20 points this week, they've got 2 projections. I think they're alphas.
Nice.
Get that contributor bonus. They could make a huge jump this week.
They do. Yeah, they have one that needs to test, but they're projecting it as an alpha. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Hey, listen, team. We haven't given out too many bonus points, but we are looking forward to giving out some more bonus points. So
That's right. Those senior alpha enlistments. That's how you win the
Oh,
that's how
you
you
want
make the
the-
money. I'm telling you.
Good money.
A little clue.
Yeah.
Moving into Group 3, Athens has got the 4 seed, and Hillsboro has got that first wild card seed in the 5th slot. Not a lot of projections in Group 3. Columbus West and Dayton, Maine down there with 12 and 10 points. They've actually got the most projections on for this week.
Wow.
So Hillsboro's got 1. Athens doesn't have any on the system yet, but they're going to have to make some moves to hold off Hillsboro.
Nice. I think we just visited Sergeant down. He seemed like he was very motivated and said he was going to continue to push. So I look forward to see what's going to happen out here.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to see that they're still making that surge too. They're not out of it like we just talked about. It's anyone's game, and if you make a mission week surge, then you're in there. You're right in there, and those are 2 densely populated areas. Is that Sergeant Briggs in Columbus West, right? That guy doesn't give up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, he's a hard charger all the way.
Like you said last week, big station, lots of potential.
Matter of fact, I messed that up. Actually, it's he's in Columbus East.
Is he?
Sergeant Briggs is in Columbus East. Columbus West is Sergeant Van Dyne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Heavy
you
hitter.
know.
Heavy hitter Van Dyne.
Yeah.
The smooth talker himself.
Big boy. That's what I'm talking about. Van Dyne.
Yep, still tight there. Moving down to Group 4, we called it last week. Florence made the jump, took the top spot in Group 4, and has earned that 6th seed in the tournament. They've also got 3 projections on for this week. Westerville's only got 2.
Wow.
So Florence, big mission week. They normally write really well. They're doing extremely well. This is a tight group, and if you look at everybody that's in 2nd or 3rd in Groups 2, 3, and 4, those are where our wild cards are coming out of. The mid-20s, upper 20s points. So anybody in those groups can make a push to get into the Elite 8.
Absolutely, and Sergeant Thomas is a really outstanding, quiet professional. She doesn't say too much a lot of times, but again, her recruiting station was on fire.
Oh, yeah.
The time that we went down there and visited them, I think that they have the most potential to really supersede a lot of these bigger stations that are growing. So.
Yeah. That motivation was there. When we first got there, everybody was, rowdy and laughing and joking. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It woke me up. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sergeant Nava, right?
Yeah,
Sergeant
yeah.
Nava. That's my guy.
The motivation
I bring him up
is
every
there.
time. I love Sergeant. Just something to note here, Florence has 1 alpha in those 3 projections, and Westerville's, both of them are alphas.
Yeah.
So it could get really
Down
tight
to the
there.
wire.
Yeah. So,
That's awesome. Yeah, super close. Speaking of super close, Group 5, 3-way tie in first place with 15 points. Eastgate, Lancaster, and Ashland. So the first tiebreaker we've got is your quality contracts. So right now, Eastgate's at 58% quality, which puts him in that first spot. And then Ashland and Lancaster are tied at 43% quality. So we'll go to our second tiebreaker, number of losses. Ashland has 0, so they're in that second spot right there. So it's super close. Eastgate, 5 projections this week.
Wow.
Most in the battalion.
most in the battalion.
Making big station, flexing their muscles. I don't know if they're all quality. I don't think they are. I think there's a couple others sprinkled in there. But Lancaster and Ashland also have projections on the system. So that one, again, going to come down to the wire. Who can make it happen?
And that's where it's going to get really close because, potentially we're talking about bonus points, contributor points. We could end up at the tie at the end of this in the whole bracket, a large station versus
That's right.
a small station looking for bonus points, and quality,
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
That's a great point. Hey, if anybody out there has got somebody in your station or in your company that's doing great work, shoot us a note. BC and Sergeant Major are offering out points not only for production, but being a good team player, being an active
Most
member in your
definitely.
community,
Most
that
definitely.
could put you over the edge.
Most definitely.
Extra credit points, team.
And I will say this too. Another example: Sart Hernandez is on leave this week with those 5 projections on the system. So, they're still doing it without him being there. So
right.
shout out to Sergeant Smith over there.
Big
Taking charge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What's that song? Started from the bottom, now we here.
Started from the bottom. Yeah.
I mean, they are representing that starting from the bottom, now we here kind of attitude. So shout out to East Campus, good stuff.
Absolutely. And then moving into our final group, Group 6, not quite as close as Group 5, but everybody's still in striking distance. Hamilton, 8 Alphas, got those 11 points. Right now, they're the 8th seed. Xenia's got 2 projections. Middletown's got 1, and then Charleston's got 3 projections on the system. So potentially some moving and shaking in Group 6 as well.
Nice. That's outstanding.
Yeah. Middletown has quality there. Xenia, they're right within reach, just like you said, sir. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to predict who comes out of this one, just because everyone's so close.
It's a close one.
It is very close.
Yeah, definitely. In week 3, we had 3 stations get their 75% contributor bonus. Chillicothe, Grove City, and Athens. Look at that. They're the ones that are leading their groups.
That's huge. You hit that 75% contribution rate. That's
8-point bump.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you look down, Florence and Xenia put in 5 points each last week, staying on lead line. They've already got their lead line points for this week locked out. So any contract that they add, that's just going to overproduction, bonus points. Try to push to the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to go over the companies, sir?
Oh, yeah. Company totals. Lancaster making huge moves in week 3. Scored 36 points, demolishing the tie with Columbus Company. They're 115. Cincinnati still close at 109. And then Miami Valley and Barbersville also neck and neck. 1 point separating them, with Dayton climbing back into it. I think they've doubled their points in the last 2 weeks. They were really slow in January, a lot of losses, but everybody's pushing because the company winner also gets an RSM. 4-day and
right.
RSM.
Yep.
That's right.
There's stuff to be had everywhere. Company wins, station wins, and then Sergeant Holderfield, volume mission, correct, for a station?
Volume mission, yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you don't make the Elite 8, if you close out 100% for the quarter, that's a 3-day weekend.
3-day weekend, team.
We vouch.
You heard it here. It's official. Slap the table.
It's awesome. 36 points in 1 week, that's a huge week for
That's
a company.
huge.
It is.
As far as this tournament, they're still pushing.
They are still pushing.
Yeah.
Who's going to beat Columbus, though? Isn't that it?
It's got to be Lancaster.
It's got to be
Yeah.
I mean, with
Lancaster.
Zanesville and Chillicothe driving the train, they're absolutely pushing hard.
Yeah.
So 2 Pete's going at Pete and Pete.
The 2 Pete's.
Yeah, we got 9 stations already on lead line coming into Monday, so they're already where they need to be. And then we've got 4 stations at 100% and 3 stations that have overproduced.
Right.
And we haven't even got into mission yet. So
That's crazy.
you talk about a team that's doing it right way, staying on track.
I remember when I first got here, I said first Sergeant Pete was the quiet storm. Right?
The quiet storm.
Quiet storm, man. I mean, he talks, but his actions show like more than anything else. To hit that 136 points right there, and that's awesome. So here's the quiet storm.
I don't think there's anything quiet about first on Pete.
Yeah, that's what the commander said. I was like, I don't know, man. I love him though.
Yep. And then also we're looking at MVPs for the tournament. So we're talking about who's going to make it into the Elite 8, that recruiter that's going to put their team over the top, and then also anybody that didn't get to the Elite 8 but maybe carried their station to win their group, or the MVP of group play. So looking at enlistments, quality, future soldier losses, all of that stuff right there.
Yeah.
And we'll start racking and stacking, doing the math, and see who's going to come out. We'll announce that next week.
Man, I am loving this March Madness. This is crazy.
I am absolutely loving it. But I think to your point, Jordan, just in my opinion on who I can kind of foreshadow in all of this is really, I got my money on Carl Rain. I think Carl Rain has done a sensational job.
This is true.
Since really just the start of this FY. As I look at it, even though Chillicothe's winning, I will tell you, Carl Rain has the most potential in my mind, and just with Guilford, Staff Sergeant Guilford and her team, just between her work ethic and her passion for recruiting, that's who I have my money on. Not just MVP, but winning all of it.
All
So
right, sir. All right. I was
a
just getting
strong-
ready to ask you: are there any favorites? So Sergeant Major, we heard Cole Rain. Are we doubling down on Cole Rain? They look like you agreed a lot there. Or do you have someone else?
I agree. Like she's on point. Like I think when we first kicked this thing off, she was like, "Oh man, it's on now." So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Let's do it." But you know what? I think Eastgate. I think they have something going on here.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Now you gonna go against the grain. Okay.
There we go. There we
That's
go.
different. I wasn't expecting that.
We agree a lot, but he don't think it Eastgate. Let's see what happens. So sorry for Hernandez. Don't let me down, man. I need you, bro. I need you.
2 picks out of 7 company. I would not have guessed with 2 company running the table first quarter and then 4 companies showing up second quarter and absolutely destroying it.
Yeah.
It's potentially an underdog pick. I like it.
Wild West. I love it.
All right, Eastgate, you got Sergeant Major on your back now.
They got
You
work.
need,
Don't
just
let me
call.
down, man. Don't let me down.
But Sergeant Major, I have to admit the stats do not lie. And right now, Cole Rain is ranked number 1 in the brigade for enlistments for the year.
This is true.
So they got a lot of a lot of catching up to do. So
Yeah.
It's true. Fortunately, we wrote it for quality, so you can put in
That's
10
true.
others and
That's
score
true.
0 points. So it's- we'll see what happens. They'll get the lead line and contribution bonus, but
Then we get into the tournament. Anything can happen in the tournament, right? In the dance.
you're knocked out. Yep, just quickly.
speaking of Elite 8, next week we will have the points for group play complete. We'll have that bracket set up, and then we'll announce those teams first thing next week, so they know who's in it. And then we'll also keep track of those teams that are trying to, or those stations that are trying to get that 100% for the quarter.
Man, I'm excited. I can't wait to see that board. Okay, outstanding.
Looks like we're getting ready to wrap it up. Sergeant Major, anything to add?
No, I just want to say, listen, I'm extremely proud of the team. I really think that this is the best battalion in USARED, like I always put out. And I'm just, excited to be here, man, for the invite. And let's keep pushing. And if you can, this is for the field. If they can notice one thing different about me physically right now, I'll consider pushing out a point to you. But anything physically different about me, let's see if you can get that, all right?
All right.
Sir, anything to close out with?
Hey, thanks, team, for really having us on this magnificent Monday, team. I'm really expecting great things from not only this platform that we're on, but from this great organization, as we enter into Mission Week. And really, three takeaways I want you guys to focus on. EXO already stated, but quality over other contracts is vital. Contribution rates, even more vital, as you look at Mission Week and going into March Madness. And then the last thing, team, no future soldier losses. Zero.
Don't take them.
Don't take them.
Here we go.
All right. Is that it? All right, thanks, team. Courage and grit.
Way to win.